TO Blaze.
Hey there, this is TO bringing another entry in my life support series. So here you see him at the VAB putting a little craft together. I feel like most of my videos should start this way because I always enjoy watching people build things in KSP for whatever reason. It's therapeutic and it gives you a little sense of how people like to build their crafts. I like to use hotkeys. I've got my own little rhyme and reason for things. I do a little bit of part clipping, not an awful lot. Some players do a lot of part clipping. When I first started playing, I didn't use any part clipping. So yeah, I'm going to try to do more videos where I start with builds like this. But I mentioned in my first video in this series that this footage is 2 years old. So you're going to get whatever I got because that's it. The mod has since been uninstalled, and I think even the career mode, the science mode, is deleted, so I don't even have access to these crafts anymore. But yeah, like I mentioned, it was a science mode. It was I think in science mode you get unlimited funds, so I'm not concerned about the price tag of anything, but you do have to unlock the science tree. So that's what my mission is in this video. I'm gonna send a vehicle to Minmus, which is obviously further than low Kerbin orbit. I'm gotten used to using the little parts that come with the mod. I'm comfortable with the timeline that the resources give you for the consumption based on the amount of crew on board. So this is a little baby step before my eventual venture out to Duna or other celestial bodies further than the local Kerbin system. So there you saw on screen life support statistics. So now I'm trying to figure out, based on the 3 Kerbal crew, how many canisters of the resources that I'm going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple canisters of the essentials in the final pod. I think you can set priority in this mod for which resources will drain first, I believe. But I also just wanted to have some resources under that command module for the final descent to Kerbin's surface. They actually don't use resources that fast, so that was probably overkill, but wanted to go ahead and do it that way anyway. I believe all the command modules for this mod also come with a small amount of supplies and resources, so that's always something good to keep in mind. But those all contribute to the statistics, though, on the little tool that tells you how many resources you have remaining. So that does contribute to that number. So a couple of things you might spot in the video. I do try to keep the footage sped up just because there's so much content. The game takes a while to do even simple things. It's a lot of fun to play, so I'm having a blast doing it, but I don't feel like you'd have a blast watching what was probably an hour worth of gameplay. So if you look closely, you'll spot a couple little things that are specific to this mod. For instance, I think one of my Kerbals gets separated from the vehicle for a little while, and I gotta get back on board. There's their suits only have so many resources. All the command modules only have so many resources, so it's just another resource management layer that you have to add to the difficulty of the game that makes it kind of fun. So went ahead and sped the ascent up 16 times just to get this vehicle up in orbit. You guys have seen me get into orbit lots of times. I don't always do it very efficiently, but I usually get in orbit pretty decently. So I actually have to do a quick load because I got all the way to Minmus, had a little collision, and ended up having to load back where I'm at almost right now. I think in the next few seconds in the video you might catch it. So there you see I've circularized. Now I've matched the inclination of Minmus, and I'm gonna go ahead and plot my approach. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, this is a science mission. I need to unlock more of the tech tree so that I can have all the fun parts that I want to use on my later Duna mission. So this is kind of a twofer. This is practicing going further than low Kerbin orbit with the life support parts, and I'm also unlocking lots of science, hopefully, around Minmus. So I love going to Minmus. When I first started playing, I didn't enjoy it as much because of that inclination maneuver. You have to match the inclination of Minmus. Most of the time, you can actually obviously get a transfer to Minmus without doing that inclination match. It just does kind of make things a little easier. But yeah, when I first started playing, I much preferred the moon. But now I like Minmus as well. I've gotten used to it now, especially not once I realized how you can do physics time warp. So around places like Minmus, Ike, what's the worst one? Gilly. There's a few places where physics time warp is definitely your friend. As you get closer to the surface, you want a time warp, and to do the non-physics traditional time warp, you can't because you're too close to the surface. So anyway, long story short is I enjoy going to Minmus now a lot more than I used to. So it's easy to hop around. You can hit lots of biomes. There you see I'm grabbing rock. I did a little EVA science, so gathering quite a bit. Be surprised if it's not, close to 2,000 science or something by the end of this whole mission. So got a minute and a half left. We're going to do a little bit more hopping maybe. Got a lot of fuel. And that's another thing I like about going to Minmus. It's so easy to return because the gravity is so low on Minmus. So it's easy to hop around, easy to get back to Kerbin. And so that's it for the Minmus portion of this mission. I'm going to see how many science points I unlock when I land. Again, I've got plenty of food, oxygen, electricity on board this command module. There you can see all the resources up in the right. Got lots and lots of resources, but I'm not going to need all of it. Like I said, it probably was overkill because I'm going to go ahead and recover the craft. So back to my login screen. Yep, 1,300 science. So unlocked a few parts. I've decided I just need to eke a few more science points out. So just to wrap up the video, I've got my little contracopter that I created so I can hop around the KSC. All of the buildings on the KSC have their own little mini biome, if you want to call it that, so you can run the science experiments and collect the experiments, use the scientists to reset them, and then fly around and collect them in other places as well. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Leave a comment if you'd like to. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm looking forward to seeing what other videos I've got in store for you guys with this series.